Hello and welcome to the Ant-Man channel. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday the 24th of January 2014 and you're with me now, so you're in good hands. Okay? I'm just kidding. There's actually a lot of developing things going on in the world right now, in the United States especially. We know that Israel is now allied with Canada, and they're gonna open, I guess, trading, market trading between each other. Um, Not so much good news for us today, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it and be as calm as I can without ranting, and I'll try to get through this in its entirety. Congress grants Obama free rein for martial law. Subjugation of citizenry looming as U.S. becomes police state. Bob Unruh wrote this article at WND.com. You can come see it. It's on the front page. Just came in like 3 hours ago. It's under the column Politics, and if you want to see it for yourself, I put links up sometimes, but most of the time I just read it anyway. So they got like pictures and stuff if you want to see. Several of the nation's most respected legal teams are asking the Supreme Court to take up a challenge to the indefinite detention provisions of the National Defense Authorization Act because they say that document already has created the framework for a police state. Journalist Chris Hedges is among those challenging that the law as it is written now could be used to target journalists who report on terror-related issues. The central question now, because before this court, is whether the federal judiciary will stand idly by while Congress and the President establish the federal framework for the establishment of a police state and the subjugation of the American citizenry through the threat of indefinite military arrest and detention without the right to counsel, the right to confront one's accusers, or the right to trial. The founding fathers that wrote the Constitution, who are way smarter than we are today, because, when we think about it, and I'm going to make this short, the founding fathers did not have video games. They didn't have flashy cars that they sold their souls out to buy. They didn't do all that. They were pretty much, when I think about living back in those days, I kind of think of it as a little boring. There's not much to do. But, kind of like, it's because we're so conditioned to how things are now here in this postmodern era. But when I think about people who lived in the 1600s, all the real scientists that believe in God, and then all the people who, and then like 200 years ago, so, the founding fathers that came here with the ideas they had and with the convictions they had, these people, man, they didn't have things that distract them too much. They just were men of adventure, men that, really lived their lives, man. And, it's pathetic that there's progressives out there that they try to redefine what they meant by when they wrote the Constitution. They stressed the right to trial a lot. They stressed that. They said it a lot because they know that, it's just like this goes on every day almost here in this country now, where people just get shot for no reason by the police. The police are trained to just kill you now if you disobey them. They have this like tough, macho, egotistical, like deluded idea that they're like superheroes, dude. And if you're watching this, you're a cop, you're not a superhero. You're my servant, and you're all of our servants. Our tax dollars pay for you to serve us and protect us. You ought to go back and read go back and read some old documents over there at that precinct that you work at and see what good cops left behind for you to trace back and see this is what being a real cop was, not being someone who's a lapdog who takes orders. Because you're not, man. You're scum. You're the scum of this country, man. All you police out there that don't follow the law, you guys are the biggest traitors in this country right now. You're even dumber than the dumb wannabe gangbangers out there. You're way dumber than them. That's from an amicus brief in the Hedges case submitted to the Supreme Court by attorneys with the U.S. Justice Foundation of Ramona, California, Friedman Harvenis, Crott, or Pearlstein of Lake Success, New York, and William J. Olson, PC of Vienna, Virginia. The attorneys are Michael Connolly, Stephen J. Harfinist, William J. Olson, Herbert W. Titus, John S. Miles, Jeremiah L. Morgan, and Robert J. Olson. They are adding their voices to the chorus, asking the Supreme Court to overturn the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, which said the plaintiffs simply didn't have standing to challenge the law adopted by Congress. How do we really define Barack Obama's presidency? Absolute lawlessness, absolute chaos, soft martial law already. The amicus brief is on behalf of U.S. Representative Steve Stockman, Virginia Delegate Bob Marshall, Virginia Senator Dick Black, and the U.S. Justice Foundation, Gun Owners of America, Center for Media and Democracy, Downsize DC Foundation, downsizedc.org, Free Speech Defense and Education Fund, Free Speech Coalition, Western Journalism Center, the Lincoln Institute and Institute on the Constitution, Abraham Lincoln Foundation, and Conservative Legal Defense and Education Fund. People who like small government are, they understand one thing. The left will call us, or your left over here, they'll call us, tinfoil hat wearers. But in reality, you gotta be either stupid to say that, or you gotta be trying to deceive somebody on purpose. Because look, people who like small government like wealth and prosperity and property and having, money and jobs and stuff. People 5 years, like anybody, I don't care what you do, 5 years ago you were probably better off than you are now. When you take the hard-earned money of the hard-working American people and give it to the scum, lazy garbage, sorry man, I don't mean to be so critical, but this is a big problem and we need to start fixing it. And it's up to us. The consent of the governed is what this entire system is built on. So when you got people passing these bills in Congress, these fake Republicans and stuff, they're doing that because we're not doing much about it. We're just all, there's not enough of us that are awake, it seems, because what are we doing here? We're letting a bunch of potbellies run us. We're letting a bunch of people who are mistakenly, erroneously thinking that we don't know anything. And it's just, I'm an average dude, man, but I understand this much, and that's that they're out of control now, and that you got to know that that's pretty much how you do it, is that you got to get back into making the right decisions and pretty much moving toward that, smaller government. It's not smart to think that we're gonna be a better and stronger country by helping out people who break the law, rewarding people who are doing bad things, and then we're not encouraging anything good in this country. We're encouraging gangbanging. We're encouraging being lazy. We're encouraging having this hyper entitlement, this feeling that we deserve anything. It's ridiculous. People work hard for what they have, and that's what you need to start to learn. If you're out there and you like to leech off people work hard for what they have. It doesn't just fall out of the sky. Even famous people on the TV, they don't just pop out of thin air, dude. They worked hard for what they did, and some of them didn't. Like Miley Cyrus just has a dad that has happened to be famous, so she gets to jump on the bandwagon, and you get to see there's his spoiled brat kid make an idiot of herself on TV. Hopefully she wakes up one day and leads the charge against against evil, man. But hopefully. But is it likely? Not right now. It doesn't look like. We got a lot of dumb kids on TV running the show, man. Running your kids down the wrong path. But that's not. That's up to you to decide what's appropriate for your kids. America officially became a police state on December 19, 2013, according to critics of the 2014 NDAA. The bill was fast-tracked through the U.S. Senate, and with no time for discussion or amendments, while most Americans were distracted by the scandal surrounding A&E's trouble with Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson. They always pass really ridiculous things when nobody's paying attention, and on days that nobody even looks at the news. It's really bizarre. Well, they do it on purpose. This is all engineered by design, ladies and gentlemen. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid. People that have gone to colleges and that have degrees and all this, that our politicians, dude, they know what they're doing. They drew the line, though. They said, I'm over here. I'm not with good. I'm with evil. Because I care about the fleeting things of the world more than eternity and beauty and inner strength and self-control and love and patience and forgiveness and faithfulness and all those good things. 85 or, it's all about making a quick buck. Virtue and all that has gone out the window. It doesn't mean anything to anybody. But when we're back to building pyramids, forced labor, and human sacrifice, you're going to look back and you're going to say, you were right. Whatever. 85 of 100 senators voted to renew President Obama's power to seize U.S. citizens, strip them of due process, and hold them indefinitely in military facilities, denying them of their fundamental right to due process. The new version of the NDAA had already been quietly passed by the House of Representatives. Hedges, a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist and other had filed a lawsuit in 2012 against the Obama administration to challenge the legality of an earlier version of the NDAA. In Section 1021 of the 2012 NDAA and its successors that drew a lawsuit by Hedges, Daniel Ellsberg, Jennifer Bolin, Noam Chomsky, Alex O'Brien, Kai Warg Al, Brigitta John Sutter, on the Group U.S. Day of Rage. Many of the plaintiffs are authors of reporters who stated that the threat of indefinite detention by the U.S. military already had altered their activities. It's clearly unconstitutional, Hedges says of the bill. It is a huge and egregious assault against our democracy. It overturns over 200 years of law, which has kept the military out of domestic policing. Hedges is a former foreign correspondent for the New York Times and was a part of a team of reporters awarded a Pulitzer Prize in 2002 for the paper's coverage of global terrorism. The amicus brief warns the president right now leaves American citizens vulnerable to arrest and detention without the protection of the Bill of Rights under either the plaintiff's or the government's theory of the case. The judiciary must not await subsequent litigation to resolve this issue, as the nature of military detention is that American citizens then would have no adequate legal remedy, the brief explains. Let me get back to consent of the governed, though, real quick. The government works for us, but the administrative state, the bureaucracies, the federal government, all this stuff got too big and powerful, man. So now we're like a mouse caught in a trap, or like a kid in a corner, or whatever, man. We're cornered. Man, if you guys got any ideas, you guys let me know, because I think we're in too deep for us to really get anywhere diplomatically, you know. It just doesn't. I'm not calling for violence, but, you know, it doesn't look good. Section 1021 allows the detention of anyone, including American citizens, by the military if the president considers that person to have help with terror, and it's different from the authorization for the use of military force, which was adopted immediately after the 9/11 terror attacks, because while that allows detention, there must be something linking them to the 9/11 attacks. 9/11's the biggest trip ever, dude. Like, they have it like in board games that came out like years before. They have it there's like even a UFC poster. It was like Couture versus Ortiz, and in the background you see the 9/11 Twin Towers. And I don't even know where they fought in that thing, but that was right before it happened. I don't know if the UFC is. I doubt it, but, you know. But it's weird how you saw the signs, and it's so convenient that it happened, in my opinion, because, you know, all the things that followed behind closely after are all the things you're seeing now. 9/11 led up to all these things, and now I have to catch a plane on next Friday, a week from now, and I'm just hoping I don't have to knock some teeth down somebody's throat, because I don't like having people touch me, and I know that there's TSA agents there now, and I've never seen it. I've been on a plane for a long time, but it's ridiculous, really. We need to get back to educating ourselves, really. It's just, you know, we need to get back to being men, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I have another article here I'm about to read, Raising Boys That Aren't Metrosexual PUSSIESs. Number 1, get their butt outdoors. You know, I have another one, 100 million citizens join NSA Slayers fight. We need to get involved, man. We need to get in the fight. We need to put down the sticks, the PS3 sticks. We need to get into the real world and fight. And, you know, it is that important. You have everything to lose now. So you guys out there, I hope you guys are really, you know, in peace, and that you guys are enjoying your life. But come on, you know, this is the only thing that is constant is change. And for you not to change, it must take a lot. I forgot who said it. For one not to be enlightened or to learn anything, you must work very hard at it. Well, that's the thing with. I'm very tolerant toward ignorance, because I know that can't be helped. I know I'm very ignorant to a lot of things still. I don't know everything about everything. But stupidity is another thing that I cannot stand. That's being willingly ignorant, therefore being stupid. Making stupid decisions. Not knowing that honesty is the best policy. Thinking that being a gangbanger, puffing out your chest is powerful. Being a scumbag sellout. But you guys out there that are listening to me, you guys probably know better, so I'll just shut up. But if you like my channel, subscribe, and God bless. And if you want to come read this article, it's Congress grants Obama free reign for martial law under WND.com. Politics. Thank you. God bless.